Okay, we are going to do the shower curb. I've got a little awkward situation that we're going to deal with. And shoot, how would you handle it? Because I could go in several different directions in order to solve the problem. But we're going to have to do the one that I believe is going to be the most simplest, quick and easy way to go about it. But give me your thoughts and how would you approach this? Okay, here we go. All right, here's the shower curb. We're going to be going from that wall to this corner. You see the problem that I'm encountering here. And we're turning and going to this wall. Okay, so on this curb, do you see what I'm referring to here? Okay, so we're going to have to be creative, and the approach that I'm going to use is going to be, I'm going to take a larger tile and I'm going to span out about 1/4 of an inch all the way back against the shower side of the shower seat here. Okay, so I'm going to come clear to the shower seat. Then I will be cutting it to this edge on top. The other approach, which I don't believe will be as secure for the corner, would be to put a piece across here and go from this point 45 or at least to this inside corner here. Okay, now I could actually go from this inside dead center of this corner here at that point straight over to here and then scribe it and cut it, and then bring the other side in and match it up, and it would basically be 45, although that's not an accurate 45 at all. But rather than fight with that corner that way, I'm going to make a square. So I'm going to come all the way over, bring this piece all the way out, stop about 1/4 inch out here, and then cut it off at this point all the way through, so that the end results are I line up with this edge on the inside here, and that's what I'm left with in my finished product. Yet this section here will be full all the way across as one piece. Okay, and that just seems to make the most sense to me. So I'm taking you along this journey. This is what is usually left out, and all you see is the beginning of it and then the finished product. And you don't get to go through the process of how to make this happen. So as long as I don't turn this off by mistake, then you'll be able to walk with me all the way through this process. Okay. Okay, these 2 dots on the tape measure that I've made. Okay, I'm going to point them out just in case you're overlooking them. That is here and then across over to here. That's my 3/8 marks. Now that way you don't get confused, your eyes don't trick you, and you know exactly what you're looking at. So when I come down here, let me better position this. Okay. And get this adjusted here where it goes. All right. 1 second. As I get this set up, I bumped it. All right. That should be very close to the same location, and it is. Okay, so these dots, okay, I know right where I'm at, and then I come over here to this corner down here. All right, this is the corner at this point right here underneath, okay, so I'm going to come right up against that underneath here because I want to come out 3/8 of an inch. And so there I am. See the two dots right there. Okay, I'm up against the wall and I know I'm where I need to be here. And then I know where, get this adjusted. And so I need, this side needs to come out just a little more. Okay. So we're going to pull this forward just a hair. And we should be where we need to be. Right there. There's our dots. Okay, get the angle. All right, so we're good there. And then we're good here. See the dots? They're kind of peeking out there at the edge. All right. And then what I've done is I've marked back here on this edge. You see this line that marks where the tile goes. And on this side, that marks where the tile goes, so I know where I stop. And not only have I done that, but I have also marked this edge, which tells me where I need to cut right there. So to the inside of that line I need to cut, which will put me to the outside edge of this inside curb wall over here, okay? So now I'm all marked. I need to adjust this up here a little bit so that I can get this marked right where I want it. Now, the other thing that allows me to do these marks, okay, so I get this here, see, all right, I'm right there, and I'm good there. All right, so I got to come back just a hair here, and that should be good. Okay, so the next step is I can then take my permanent marker and I can mark this underside of this tile in the front. Okay, whoops. So now I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to mark down here right up against this. All right. I'm going to mark all the way across. Okay, and then catch this side so I know where I'm at there. Okay, now we can find out exactly where we're at, and then all I need to do here is, okay, now, so I know that I'm 3/8 from this marker, from this line here to the front edge. I've got 3/8, and just to prove it, this is where we're going to tell on, and it's going to tell on me right now. Am I where I need to be? Let's see. Am I on those dots? You see the dot? You see the marker line? I'm right on it. Okay, now let's check this one. You can see the dot, and I'm right there at it. Okay, at the corner, I need to make a slight adjustment on this outside corner. So that's all I need to do there is move it forward, change the angle a little bit, or I just flow with that and it all flows. Then on this line, I just need to come out 3/8. So what I'll do is I'll bring my tape measure. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll bring this down to my 3/8 mark here. All right, right there, see the dot. And then I'll mark the front of my tape. I'll come over here to the end of the tile, and I'll bring this out here to the dots that I have on my tape. Get that lined up. Let's see, right there, and I'll mark the front of my tape. Then I'll straight edge it. I'll put a straight edge across to my mark here that I'll make, and to this corner that I'll make. I'll put a straight edge on it, mark that, and cut it. And I know I'll be right where I need to be at that point. So all I got to do then is just cut my new straight edge line all the way across at 3/8, and I'll be where I need to be here at this edge. And it'll be that simple. Okay. I'm going to go make this cut and we'll show you the end results. Okay, now I'm going to bring this right here. See this, my dot here at the 3/8 mark. Then I'm just going to mark right here at the front of this tape, right there. Okay. Now I also have my other line that I've marked just past. You can't see it. Well, maybe if I bring this forward, you can now see it. Nope, not quite. Okay. You can see my other mark here. All right. And that's in relationship to this mark that I've made. Okay, right there. Now, that looks like it's a little more than 3/8, but it is actually right there. Okay, so I gotta zoom out on this. Okay, so if I bring this down here, you can see that if I bring this here, let's see how this is gonna work. Okay, you can see the dot, and you can see where I've marked the tile right here at the front edge of this tape, okay, on the hook, right there on the outer edge. That lines up. Well, that's in direct relationship to this line here. So now I'm going to take my tape, my level. You just need something long enough that will cross the distance here for these lines to line up in order to mark it. Okay. So now I'm just going to line it up here on that side, right there. You want to leave that showing. Okay. Because you know, if that's out in front and not covered, when you mark it, it'll be the same. Okay, so now I'm going to scribe my line across this straight edge, and I will cut that, and we'll be perfect. And then we'll put it in place. Now I'm going to do something, again, most people are not going to do. If you follow this line, you'll see some inconsistencies on this line here. That's inside, and that's going to follow the curb. Okay? And you will see where this line varies a little bit. Okay, that's a joint where it comes to a slight angle there, or to a point ever so slightly where it widens at this point. Okay, that's at the joint. Then it continues, and then it gets slightly narrower here on this line. This represents the curve. It's not 100% straight. Now, this outer line that we have here, and if you notice, this line stays straight all the way through. So that's the one that matters. That's the one you're going to see. And when I'm done, you'll never know about these slight imperfections on the curb. And that's one of the reasons for having the overhang. It covers a multitude. But this is just ever so slight, and there's not a multitude of problems or here, or is there, you know. But again, I'm just trying to show what other people aren't showing. But this is what it covers, and this is one of the reasons why you do it. It's like adding a piece of molding. It covers it, and the end product looks real nice. And this will be strong. It doesn't make any difference far as in the aesthetics look good, the structurally sound. It's just a slight imperfection in the curb tile there, but you'll never see it by using this little technique. And it looks good. It really enhances the overall appearance of it when I'm done. So just wanted to make sure I wanted to show that. Again, this is what nobody's showing, and you know, doing what I can to try to make a difference. You know, I should have mentioned I had flipped this tile upside down to mark on it. But in doing so, that gives me an advantage of getting this edge cut and aligned, but this becomes my pattern. Okay, you can see where I've cut this edge. It's nice and straight. Okay, and that will be my outside edge when I'm done. Now, because I had this flipped over and it was upside down, okay, when I use this for my pattern, I'm going to have to flip it over and then trace along the edges on my next piece. Because this is what I'm actually making as a pattern or a template. I'm saying the same thing. Pattern, template, they're both the same thing. So, okay, for those of you that know this, I'm just trying to make sure I'm covering all my bases and that everybody understands. So, anyways, so this is my template. And I've got to make another adjustment on it on this inside cut over here. So I'm going to have to take my measuring tape, get this in alignment where it goes, bring it down here to these marks here. Okay. Make sure this is lining up like it's supposed to here on these marks. Okay, make sure I'm out enough here. I have to take my tape and double check my 3/8 here in front. Okay. Have to make another adjustment on that one side. And then bring this tape on the inside and going to the wall. All right, so since I've got my mark, where are we at? There it is. Okay, I can bring this here, and I know that I'm at, that's 11, and, well, it falls right between 11 and 5/8 and 11 and 11/16. So I would call that 11 5/8 plus for that 30-second difference or more. Okay, and that would make it exact, so that at this corner it will be cut exactly at this corner across. And that's what that's for. Because this section is going to get cut out on the tile. All right, so it's going to line up with that inside wall. That's what we're doing next.